Hey guys, how's it going? It's 8-Bit Eric. Welcome to the channel. If this is your first time, feel free to throw a subscription. Today we're going to talk about a game called Othercide. This came out on Xbox, PC, Switch, and PS4. Today I'm going to be showing you the PS4 version in this footage. This is the one I got to check out. Now, what is it? It's a tactical strategy game that is comparable to XCOM and other games in that same genre. You know, the grid-based tactical strategy gameplay that has like a little bit of an RPG vibe. It's in that vein. So this is a real dark and gritty atmospheric type of strategy game. It has a gothic feel. You can see that there's ominous backgrounds, dark pits, evil looking characters, statues, and other details, and ominous imagery that are scattered throughout these arenas. So it has a pretty cool little concept. It's like a vampire version of XCOM. It's like FanCom. But anyways, the core gameplay, again, like I said, is grid based, where your characters must move within a certain amount of room on the map, like specified locations, and perform attack and defense moves. So if you played stuff like XCOM or even Mario and Rabbids, you'll be kind of familiar with the basic idea of what this game is all about. The game mechanics are based off of a timeline that is shown on the bottom of the screen, like some RPG games have, where you'll see enemies icons lowered on there along with your characters, and it shows you where you progress as far as the battle goes. But there's stuff that affects exactly where your characters are at the start of the battle and at the end of it, which we'll lightly get back into that. Now, there is a fair amount of strategy involved here because the game plays like a roguelike, in the fact that it is very challenging and that you'll find yourself committed to the grind in this game. The challenge in Othercide is actually pretty high. So the game's plot, you play as the Red Mother, who is a big, like, ethereal spirit that is in a cosmic war against another type of character called the Chosen One of Suffering. It's a pretty dark and gothic looking story, and you control characters that are called daughters. So these daughters are female soldiers that are on the battlefield. They're all like real dark gothic, white looking vampiric characters with different types of classes and abilities based on what type they are. So there are 3 main base characters with a 4th that's further type unlocked. But one of them is a ranged character which has revolvers. The other one is a sword-bearing type that has like a sword and can do like melee attacks. And then there's a 3rd that's a little bit more of a stronger, I guess, tank type of daughter. You go into combat choosing 3 of them. So you can choose 3 of the same character, or you can choose 1 of each, or just, you know, kind of choose what kind of approach you want to take into it. Based on where your characters are on the timeline is what factors into how the battle may go. So you have action points. Each character has about 1. If you dip below 50, you go into what is called burst mode, and it automatically places you on the back of the thing. So you kind of gotta manage your resources, your action points, find out where you're at, because if you move your character too much on the screen, if you do too many actions, your characters will drop into action points, and it might leave you very vulnerable on the field of combat. So it was very interesting to see the roguelike element typed into it, because, for example, once you grind a little bit, let's say you hit a wall in the game and you can't proceed, or you keep dying, you can actually sacrifice some of your daughters at the end of the gameplay to make another character stronger. It's kind of like a weird, I don't know what type of roguelike I can explain it like, but essentially, let's say you have one character that is just struggling, you could sacrifice another one to make that one stronger and then resurrect them later on. You can get resurrection tokens and get characters that you previously sacrificed, or create new ones in order to have like a rotation of like an army going on, so to speak. So all your characters are dispensable, not indispensable. They're dispensable. So you don't necessarily need to keep the same characters that you start off with in order to progress in the game. In fact, it's encouraged to sacrifice your characters and get through the grind like that. Now, if you have all of your characters die, you will start over from scratch, like day 1, but you'll have access to like new abilities and skill sets and stuff like that, because every once in a while you'll progress, you'll get memories, you'll get new types of skills and stuff that can help provide certain like statistic advantages and benefits, different perks to your character. So there's a lot of RPG elements as far as like unlocking stuff through progression, but you're gonna have to die a lot first. Trust me, there's a huge amount of a grind in Othercide. So It could be frustrating though. I know a lot of people don't like games that have this type of vibe or whatever, but Othercide presents it in a interesting type of way. Now, the one thing that, going back to the way the game looks, that caught my attention with it the most is the color palette. It's like a black, gray, white, and red type of vibe. Gives it a real like noir type of look to it, and I'm just a sucker for that. I think that, you know, the art style and everything really caught my attention. The gameplay is pretty solid as well. Typically, I'm not that great when it comes to tactical strategy games. I often kind of suck, especially when they're like harder ones. But I felt that the degree of challenge combined with the gameplay mechanics that Othercide brought added a degree of replay value to this game. It had like a challenge that was really fun. At no point did it feel that it was insanely overboard or real difficult. Like it didn't feel unfair to me. Sure, there was times where I was like, gosh darn it, I was that close to beating that round and completing that level, but it was easy to pick up and play. You know, sometimes I get intimidated when there's any kind of tactical games because it seems like there's a lot of information to digest and to figure out how to play. The tutorial didn't feel really in-depth at all, in the words that it didn't feel intimidating. It didn't bring a lot of information that you had to remember or anything like that. In fact, the game kind of guides you pretty solidly throughout the first few times that you play to where you don't feel lost at all. And if I could figure the game out, then you guys can. So I felt that it was a pretty good little degree of fun and challenge on this. Now again, I played it on the PlayStation 4. I'm not sure how it performs on the Nintendo Switch, which is a kind of a curiosity when it comes to games that are on all three consoles. You know, it always seems that the Switch version gets a more inferior port or anything, so I would like to check that out. I might eventually give it a look, but for now I could say that the PlayStation 4, as far as cutscenes, the way it looks, the frame rate, the controls, it was a pretty solid little game. This one came out of left field for me. Again, I saw the trailer, and the way that the art style looked, I was like, alright, I'll give it a chance, because I'll be honest, tactical types of games are not my vibe, but games that are roguelikes and stuff like that you can pick up, do a few rounds, try see how far you can get, and then just level up that way, are pretty much my bag. And I think this game combined both elements of both genres together to make something that was a lot of fun. And I gotta say, if you want to check it out, I do think it is worth playing. You might like it. It's not a bad game by any means at all. I had a lot of fun with it, in other words. But I'm going to go ahead and end the video right there, guys. I appreciate y'all watching this. Thanks a lot. Please leave a like or a dislike. And subscribe if you haven't. And I say leave a like or dislike because engagement is key, no matter if it's positive or negative. But guys, thanks a lot for watching. I appreciate you. I'll see you on the next video. Have a great day. Peace out. Consider supporting 8-Bit Eric on Patreon for just $1 a month. Link below in the description. You want to become part of the hashtag 8BE Nation, guys? Well, be sure to pick up your official merch, now available online. Link is below in the description. We got classic t-shirts, tank tops, hoodies, and even women's apparel. Don't forget, pick up your official merch now. And while you're at it, guys, feel free to watch the next video, or why don't you catch up on one that you might have previously missed. Thanks again, guys, for all the support. I couldn't do this without you. You guys are amazing, and don't forget to subscribe and click that like button if you are brand new. Thanks again, guys. Peace out.